Good evening, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Comic Crack, and we're going to talk some Mad Cat comics. It was the weekend. It is the weekend. The weekend is currently existing and going on. I had a couple of books that I forgot to pick up from Dan at Mad Cat that I had won on an online auction that he had a few weeks ago. At this point, there was 3 books there that I forgot to pick up last weekend when I was there. And while I was there, I dug through some more of the bins. He had some bins on the other side of where I was digging last week that I thought I had gone through. Turns out I hadn't, because I found some great stuff in there. And as usual, Dan is the man, and he cut me a great deal. So the ones that I had to pick up, Phantom Stranger number 34. Beautiful copy of this one, a beautiful condition. Very, very slowly picking away at this series. So glad to add another one to the pile there. And then there was 2 issues of the Treehouse of Terror, or of Horror, sorry, that he had. The reason I picked these up is Jim Woodring making an appearance in this issue. This is issue number 17. It seems like right around this mark, because I think it was like 14 and 15, there was some kind of indie creators involved. So it feels like right around this mark, there was interesting people attached to it. I was slightly disappointed to see that the only thing he does in this one, I was hoping he would have done an entire story. I know he's also written in the past, so they have this fake page that's ripped out, and then it reveals these ads, and I'm pretty sure this is Woodring here. I mean, if it's not, that's someone that's copping his style in a big time. So his classic kind of fake advertisements or advertisements making an appearance here. But this one looks pretty fun. This one, Bart finds an old comic at a yard sale, and we get some samples of the yard sale. Of the comic, rather, too. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have credits on it, so I'm not sure who's responsible for it, but it looks pretty great. Oh, hello, Chaos and Comics. Xander Cannon and Har, cool too. Yeah, no, absolutely. For sure they are. There's no doubt about it. But Woodring was absolutely the draw for me. So Harvest of Fear is this one here. And this is the Xander Cannon and Gene Ha here. This first story, Nosferatu, a Simpsons horror story. Looks pretty great. Really dig it. And because it was a lot of 2 comics, this is the other one that came with it. This is issue number 2. And this one has Pete Bagg writing, I think, the second story. It seems pretty generic Simpsons art throughout. But yeah, so script, Putrid Pete Bagg for this second one. Stephanie Gladden, Tim Bavington. So that'll be great to read. I know that there's that big collection out there too. It's just I'm not a huge Simpsons nut. So a lot of this stuff doesn't really hold too much of an appeal for me. It's just more about following some of the creators with this stuff. Paul Dini script on this one, so that's kind of cool as well. So yeah, nice score there. So that was the stuff that I had forgot to pick up last week from the auction that he had. While I was there, I invaded that bin again and took your advice there, Chaos and Comics. I just grabbed these other ones. They were still sitting there. Nobody had come to pick them up. So, I mean, I feel like I gave a week's time for people to discover these and take them themselves. So these are all doubles for me. I'm going to look to see if maybe they're upgrades for a couple of that I have already. But either way, then I've got a couple of doubles. Issue number 4, issue number 6, issue number 7, and issue number 8. This one might be an upgrade for me. I seem to remember mine being in a little rougher shape. So I'll pull them out later and I'll check them out. In the bin, way at the back, mixed in with a bunch of Marvel and DC, the last of the Mackenzie Queen 5-issue miniseries that I needed, book number 2. Uh, thanks very much, Moondust. I did make him proud. Um, the last one that I needed, I've been on the hunt for this one for a while. Shocked that it was there. I just figured it was going to be one that I would have to order. It's been on my wish list at Lone Star for a long time, and it never comes up. So that was a really great find. Bernie Moreau, this is, what year is this coming out? Is this 87? 1985. Yeah, 1985. So really, really great. I'm 4 issues in. I just have the final issue to read. This has been a really fun little run. So Bernie Moreau, Canadian cartoonist. The Jam is the one that people know. I know the book. I've never read any of the issues. The covers, honestly, have never really appealed to me that much. After reading this, though, I may want to revisit that and give it a shot. This was a real blast. So when I'm finished the 5, we're doing our chat tomorrow. It'll be me and Rasa. Damien might be able to stop in for a little bit, but it'll be us over on Rasa's channel chatting. So I'll have this read by then and be able to talk about it a little more. Slave labor, graphique musique. I think there's 4 issues of this one. I don't know anything about it. It had that kind of indie / McKeever-ish type of quality to the cover there. So I gave it a shot. I haven't read it yet. Almost a little bit of Allred in those faces there too. So I wish I could tell you something else about this. Oh, well, Graphic Musique number 2, March 1990, written and illustrated by M. Dalton Allred, lettered by Laura Allred. Well, there you go. So that's why there's a bit of Allred in that face. Yeah, so 1990. Again, did I say this already? I feel like this was like a 4-issue series or something like that. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just don't know anything about it, but it looked appealing. Looked in that wheelhouse, and of course, shirts. One issue short of the entire 6-issue run of Liaison oh boy, Lalicious. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Don't question it. Eros Comics. I think I'm just missing. Yeah, just missing issue number 6. Eros Comics. I'm gonna grab it. These ones didn't have bags. This is 1990, so I flipped through one of them. There was no bags and boards on these, so I had a chance to just kind of look and saw this art, and it was a no-brainer. I just grabbed them all, and of course, boobs. So looks fantastic. Did I do the credits here? Richard Forg, F-O-R-G. I'm sure the Collins and Russ Works of the future will be able to tell us something. Sorry, distracted. That's a very cool ad. Is Clean One Laundryland? Okay. So is that the one that I had from last time? Possibly there, right? And then, of course, the Eros Comics ads there in the back that are always well worth. I mean, it's nice to see these ads now. And at this point, I've either read them digitally or I've got a bunch of these. So it's nice to kind of be able to put some history behind some of this stuff. Ironwood, yeah, Revelry in Hell. Beautiful. Awesome. So that's pretty great. Issue number 1, the second night of 6 there. The third night of 6 there is what they're saying at the top. There's number 4. And then number 5 there. So it looks like that'll be an interesting read. I know the name. I know the cover. I know that I've seen this before in the past. Fantagraphics books. Scott Russo's Jizz. The first issue, collector's item. What are you waiting for? Buy it already. Probably 91. Yeah, 1991, January. It's Fantagraphics. It's a book that I'm not really familiar with. When I took a quick flip through, it looked good. You can't go wrong grabbing Fantagraphics. So there you have it. It looks like a one-man anthology made up of some strips and things. Sister Elspeth of the Flaming Loins. Pretty great style. Issue 1, I think this one actually went like a dozen issues or something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and issue number 8. 10 or 12 issues, something like that. So there you go, Scott Russo's Jizz. The one air cell that I rescued from the bins, deep in the bins. This one wasn't set aside in the kind of adult box, which I was surprised at. It must have escaped his glare. 1991, a 3-issue miniseries. Looks like it's maybe reprinting something from somewhere else due to the borders at the top and the bottom there. Looked great. I'm willing to give this stuff a shot when it's so cheap. So, and again, boobs. There we go. Now, this looks like it's Captain Harlock related because of this outfit here. The Pirate Queen Emeraldas. This was a 4-issue miniseries from, and it also, because it says right fucking there, from the pages of Captain Harlock. So 4-issue miniseries on this one. I've got some, I'm starting to pick up more of these Captain Harlock stuff. And it's good what little I've read so far. So this is related. I was hoping to find the other 2 issues in the bins, but no such luck. So I'll keep an eye out for it. It feels like I'm seeing this stuff a little bit more these days. So must be out there floating in the ether. 3 and number 4. Johnny Quest Classics. I don't know if I knew this existed. 3-issue series from Comico or Comico. I do dig. I have a few Johnny Quest comics. I really like the style quite a bit. So this one wasn't one I was familiar with. 1987 on this. Doug Wildley. Really looking forward to this. I'm going to have to dig out the other ones. They might be upstairs in my son's comic boxes, these other few Johnny Quest titles that we have. So there you go. That's Johnny Quest Classics number 3. The Omen from North Star, and a Tim Vigil, fucking amazing Vigil and Martin cover here, dated 1987. I think I might have seen this, the first one, around somewhere in the past, because the name really, that lettering really looks familiar to me. But I expect this to be a lot of fun, especially art-wise, and even just flipping through, I can see that will be the case. This metallic look on everything. There's a little bit of Greg Storman with that kind of thing there too. I mean, I guess everybody was doing it at some point, but this looks actually pretty fantastic. Yeah, I'm digging this. And then the hunt for the other 2 issues will commence, in a Faust ad in the back there too. Moo Press. Colin has talked about Moo Press in the past for their furries and things like that. Not familiar with this at all. 2 issues of Mad Raccoons by Kathy Hill. Early 90s, 91 is what the signature is there. Yeah, July 1991. I did a quick look online because these were sealed in kind of poly bags. So they weren't even like I could pop the tape and have a quick look inside. These were sealed. So I did a quick look online just to see if what I was seeing on the cover was representative of the inside. And it was, and it looked intriguing. So why the hell not? I think there's a collection of this stuff too. when I did a bit of looking, maybe a hardcover collection of all of the Mad Raccoons. So it leads me to believe that it was somewhat popular, has somewhat of a cult following. Issue number 1 and issue number 2 there. There's the back pages. I have a free comic book day of Queen of Skulls. I've never seen an actual issue. Again, I was really hoping I would find more of this. I liked the free comic book day issue enough to put it on my radar and add it to my mental and physical list on my phone. Yeah, I mean, this cover doesn't blow me away, but because I recognized it, I grabbed it. They feel really thin. Each of these issues, like this issue, feels really, really sparse here. Yeah, it was that kind of, I don't remember the art being, I remember the art being rough in the free comic book day one, but this one seems like an even extra layer of rough, but it has stuff like this that has a certain kind of appeal to it. Those 2 panels there. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for it. And because I think this was only, maybe an 8-issue series or something. So I'll keep my eyes peeled and see if I find any more. And I feel like this was a little more recent. Yeah, 2021 on this one. Mercedes Marx writer, Jess Hara art, Janice Gowan color. Vortex Comics. Oh, look at this. Is Vortex based out of Toronto? Yeah. Looks like. Well, there you go. Queen of Skulls, number 6. Another one. I rarely see this. I think I've got maybe 3 issues of this now. Pineapple Army from Viz Comics. Art by Naoki Urasawa. I really would love to find more of these, but they just don't pop up. And when they do, it's 1 issue. I never see like a few issues. You know, it's always just a single issue. So this one has taken a while to grab any. I haven't read any of the other ones either. So I'm waiting to kind of get everything here. So this is number 4 of Pineapple Army. And then the one that'll get everybody angry and yelling at me. Mobius's Airtight Garage Onyx Overload. I have had the first issue forever, never seen any of the other issues. All 4 of them were there, so I grabbed the ones that I needed. They also had the Mobius Airtight Garage from Epic as well too, but I've got that whole run already. The beauty about this one, because with this stuff, it's not Mobius doing the art here. So the story, L'Officier doing the script, Jerry Bingham doing the art. But what's fantastic about these ones specifically is from the sketchbook of Mobius is the backup. So this one has a little bit of some sketches from his Airtight Garage. So there's a sample of Jerry Bingham's art here as you go through. So I'm not as interested in that. I mean, I will read them now that I have them, but it's not that the art is bad by any stretch, but it's not Mobius. So, but we'll see. Maybe it'll still be mind-blowing. So here we go. This is the stuff that's very cool about these, if you can find them. So you get a little bit of a write-up here. You get some early layouts and things. We'll look at all of these while these are out, because these are the last 3 books. So this is an incredible addition to this stuff, I think. I mean, look at that. It's fucking beautiful. Rasa, I know you're awake. I don't know if you're here in the room. Hello, Paulo. How are you doing, man? So that's good. And then you get still some roughs, but with some color added as well. And an ad for... It's not Metropole, it's Metropole AD, which was the 3-issue series after Metropole ended, which I think was 12 issues. But this and Plastic Forks was my introduction to Ted McKeever, and I fucking love those series. He actually has a good chunk of Metropole in the bins that I was talking to him about last weekend when I was there visiting. Dan at Mad Cat, and kind of pointing it out like, man, if you ever want something to read, just pull these out of your bins and give them a read. I love that stuff. So this is book number 3. So again, same creators, the Bingham art, which again looks pretty nice. There's no disrespect intended. It still looks really great. But let's pass over all of that. Look at that. That's a bit of all right there. And we'll flip to from Major Grubert's Notebook. So again, with some panels and then some roughs there, layouts and stuff. It's great. It's really nice seeing this stuff, just kind of the relaxed, like the ease, you know, you can almost see this flow and this smoothness when this is getting put down on the page. It's really beautiful, really nice. And then the train. And then finally, part 4 of 4. Let's see what we have here. So again, just that one backup. Onyx Overload was made for the US market. It was a bit Lafayette's idea so they could have something to shop around for the movie studios. Okay. Thank you, Paulo. That makes sense to me for sure. Because what year are we looking at even with this stuff? 1993 is what it's saying in there. So when did Giraud die? When did he die there, Paulo? So this one's a little bit different than the sketchbook stuff we've seen before with the lettering and things in there, but it's still good to see that style. Yeah, so I would say if you can find these, and I'm not saying it's easy by any stretch. Like I said, I've had that one single issue for a long goddamn time. 2012, okay, thanks. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled, obviously. Sinking. So there we go. That is the stack of books from this afternoon at the flea market. The kind of image that I used for this video is so Mad Cat Dan has a couple of sections right across the aisle from each other. The one section that he kind of hangs out in is where he has kind of the lowest price books there. I think he's got $2 bins, and then the prices go up from $2. He's got a few books on the wall. But the section that I always dig in is one of those photos there that for this video, and those are the bins. So everything is on tables and nice to dig through. And the boxes that were shown in that image are the ones I was digging through to find most of this stuff before rating. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that, Paulo. Totally. That cover design, well said. Yeah, that's absolutely made for North American audiences. Especially something like this, right? So yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I'm glad to have these. This will be read next, but I'm going to go and finish. I'm going to go finish Mackenzie Queen, the last issue I need to read. With the last 2 issues have Bissett covers as well too, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this all wraps up. Thanks very much for hanging out, Paulo. It was good to see you, man. And who was here earlier, Chaos and Comics and Moondust, thanks very much. And tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow our chat is on Ross's channel, 2:30 p.m. my time here in Winnipeg, so Central Standard Time. I believe that's 8:30 Ross's time in the UK. So if you can make it, come and hang out. Okay, later.